Just a quick few updates on the church. Here we are at the building site. They've got heat going on in the inside, which is pretty exciting. So they're starting to work really more on the inside. The exterior obviously needs siding and that sort of thing, but they'll do that I think later in the spring when it gets a little warmer. But yeah, just wanted to show you some things. So I will post some videos or pictures, hopefully of the inside and the exterior, so you can get a sense of how things are going. Here's the church on the outside. You can see over here, there's the doors, 3 doors. There's the bell tower. The bell is in the tower at this point. This over here is the social hall. So you got some windows, spaces cut out. If I were to walk around the corner here, right now it's not in yet, but there will be an operable door. You can start to see a cutout there where the operable door will be. There'll be a big glass door that can open, and there's going to be a patio coming out from the side. So this is on the south side of the building. There'll be a patio coming out. It's supposed to be 40 by 80, so we can put a big old tent there and have celebrations in the summer or whenever. Somewhere over there is going to be a playground, supposedly, and our maintenance building someday will probably be somewhere in this area over here. Not sure where the rectory is going to go yet, but someday it'll probably be on the north side of the property somewhere. So that's the church coming along. Pretty exciting. Here's a quick view of the inside of the church. We're in the social hall area. So this would be the dishwashing window that'd go into the kitchen, that door there. There's a big serving window here and here. And then another door. And then I think this is the drink window over here. So that's what's going on there. Here's the kitchen area. So again, that's the dishwashing area across the way there. Through this wall here, there's different rooms. There's, I believe, dry storage, a couple of rooms, and then there's this mechanical room here and the laundry room. And then over here is where the walk-in freezer and refrigerator will be. And there's a bathroom back there as well. So lots of things going on back here in the kitchen. So that's pretty much it. Again, this is the serving area over here. Lots of different doors and windows that will open up into the kitchen. And this is the social hall. It's full of lots of supplies right now. The builders are building. We got all their stuff here. The social hall is supposed to seat about 240, so it's kind of exciting. Quick tour of the church. There's a loud noise. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but this is the entryway here. So this is the gathering space. And you can see the certain frame in the doors to the church, the area where we would enter into the church itself. Over here is where the bathrooms would be, back through there. And there's a stairwell there for up to the choir loft. Someday, the addition would go off through there. There'll be a door that would punch through that wall there. This is where the family room would be on through this wall here. And the elevator and the choir loft entry space going up the steps there. So then we would go in here, and this would be the church. So this is where the nave would be, where all the pews would be. You can see on the sides, there's kind of a little bump out on both sides. That's where the side chapels will be. And the windows, the big stained glass windows will go back against that wall there, and then they will be backlit on both sides. So, and then kind of lots of equipment and stuff here. This is the altar area. As you can see, there's a high arch. There's a square right there. That's where the rose window is going to go. That's something that's being created. The ambo will go over there. The altar will be in the center, and there'll be the high altar in the back. You can see there's a few steps back there. And then if I were to go around, show you a quick view of the sacristy. That's the little niche that they're building for St. Joseph. And on the other side, there's one for Mary. So there's a little ramp here that goes up. So it's handicap accessible. So the ramp would go up here, and it would actually turn and come up right next to the high altar there. But if you go straight, you'll go into the sacristy. There'll be a bathroom there, a closet there. This is where the altar boys, it's going to be like a wardrobe kind of cabinet area for them. And then in here, we have, between these two windows, there'll be another wardrobe for the priest and deacons to have their stuff. I think there's going to be a bench or something there. And then against this wall, which is just right on the other side where the tabernacle will be, there will be a sort of a cabinetry where we will store all the different things for Mass, books, chalices, etc. Over here is going to be the work sacristy. So there'll be lots of cabinets and counter space. I think there's a little island. We wanted a bigger window here for plants so that when we have plants, it'll have natural light. So kind of all along the wall, there'll be cabinetry going up, I think 8 or 9 feet. I forget exactly how high it is. Then there'll be a little bit of storage space for things like plants, holders, and kneelers, and things like that. So we'd go back out here, and we head back into the church. So again, there's a ramp on this side as well. So if we were to look here, this is where the sanctuary would be. So there'll be, you can either take the ramp, or there'll be this little step here that you can follow, or you can come up straight up the front. So that's a quick tour of the church. Just want to give you a little orientation on the side chapel areas. So there'll be one there, one over here, and then on the other side be the same mirrored thing. Again, the altar's up there. The entryway is over there. So this area here, you can see there's kind of like an aisle that you would walk in. So the pews will come up to these pillars here. And then in the summer or whenever we need, we can set up some chairs in this extra bumped out area between that wall there and this wall here. So kind of dripping a little bit off the roof, but we can see here that there is the confessional being built. So the priest would sit right here on this side of the wall. The penitent would sit or kneel here, or there'll be a chair over there, I think. So, and then there's a little storage room here for liturgical things like Christmas trees and all those kinds of bigger things. So that's a little bit of what's going on the side over here. So thanks everybody for supporting the project, and it's pretty exciting to get to this point where it's actually being built. Yeah, it's very exciting. So hopefully, I imagine when we get a little further along, we might be able to do some tours and that sort of thing. But for now, again, for safety reasons, they ask us not to go inside and to kind of be especially cautious. If you're coming out here when they're working, you can drive through as long as you're very careful. But again, not getting out of our cars and walking around as I am. I guess I need to keep an eye on things, so they let me do that. So anyway, hope you have a blessed day, and thanks for checking in.